The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19. Yard line.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Check out! 674!
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And right away, he lost the football. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Extra score, Vikings 7, Colts nothing. Dan Bailey will kick off for Minnesota.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go!
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. From the 38, Luck.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Luck showing he can be dangerous when he tucks and runs. He's able to pick up the first down. Luck. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Luck's throw finding T.Y. Hilton complete. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. Luck to Hilton on the hook up there. 45 yards. Back to throw. Luck dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Ben Gideon in there to bury him for a loss of 11. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, let's get off the field.
A shotgun snap for Love. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 64 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. They're going to go for it here on fourth. Luck in the offense is going to stay out there.
50 Alpha.
54. Here we go. Mike 5-4.
11Z.
You can't block.
They're going to go. It's Luck. He can run for it, and he will. Now a hit, and Luck lost the football. It's out. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And the aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here. Punt it, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also a time for good old football 101 sense.
Yeah.
Punt it away. Let your defense take over with better field position.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
Come on, D. Watch the edge.
Watch the 50.
Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be some going the other way.
Luck and the Colts come up now first and 10 at the 45. Throw left side here complete to Campbell. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. On second down now, it's Hines, and he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front, so when you talk with GMs who are putting together...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Kentrell Brothers. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock one dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not necessarily easily done. So I think going forward there was the right call.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going. That
one, a gain of 20 and a first down. Now Cousins. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. The sack by Margus Hunt.
On any first and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He was trying to find Chad Beebe that time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
I think someone's going to get in the QB1's ear when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That would be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. 3rd and goal for Cousins. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held it to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
From the gun on 3rd down, Luck. And he's got his man, Hilton. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Luck able to find Hilton there for a Colt first down.
Hey, box truck, box truck.
On 1st and 10, Luck. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there for Indy. 48 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Now left side on the swing pass. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Colts have got it back to a 1-score game.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Wide open receiver complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Cousins again. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's 3rd down.
Jahan,
3 buns.
listen to me.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Watch the...
Hey, zoom.
Again, it's Cousins. It's caught by Treadwell. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Cousins able to connect with Treadwell for a Minnesota first.
Vikings, first down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Let's get that wide. Wide. Hey, exit.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Let's go one more. Check.
Hey, we're good.
Check. 50.
To the air again, it's Cousins. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Incomplete on the jump ball. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And Bailey able to knock it through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
It's a short kick, taking it to 15. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Starting the 3rd quarter with Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, mini camp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the pass.
He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Check 31, check 31. Legal, 48. Yellow.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Anthony Walker able to get him for a loss of about 3. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Throwing is Cousins. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition in practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the games start. That way it eliminates any type of pressure of the game, pressure of people in your face, all of that. That didn't shine through on that throw, though, did it?
No. A little bit of a dangerous pass and off target, too. 3rd and long for Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker, and he'll bring this one back to the 29. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
After the interception, it's Love. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
Caught left side by Hilton. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Luck going to keep it on the sneak. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Only needed a few inches to pick it up and get behind your center and burrow forward like he did.
And remember what the GMs have told us? We build an offensive line starting with our center, the guy who can make all the line calls and also move those big defensive tackles in order to pick up first downs.
And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. The 40, the 30, 10, and he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Bailey got the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Nifty move. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball.
Fresh off the pick six, it's Luck. Being chased out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Here's Lott. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
Following the interception, Cousins. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20 on 1st down. It's Cook, and he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Clayton Gathers makes the stop.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instinct. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead is now 24. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. And they'll start on the ground with Hines. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
The Colts on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 11. A shotgun snap for Love. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
This is taken at the 23. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. A very solid gain of 27.
It must be something about the night air because he is putting on an absolute show under the light.
Yeah, we've established anything in his vicinity, he's grabbing it. Cousins now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. The left side caught by Diggs. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Two. Hey, receiver. Hey, orbit.
They'll throw again. Cousins. Caught on the right side by Treadwell. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the foot. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, 1st down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Look, and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at the 45. From the gun, here's Love. Looking deep for Hilton. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and 10, Locke. Ebron's got it. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, Luck. And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
Strong left, strong left. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Cousins here to throw. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the... That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Minnesota. 43 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Cousins. This will be caught inside the 10. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Buying, now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throw left side here, complete to Campbell. Now the ball comes loose, and the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. The ball resting on their own 5 here as they come up to the line on 2nd and long. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.